I'm sitting at my office and I'm thinking about how I got here and how long it took me to get here. And I genuinely think I was just born into the wrong vibration. Like, I've been meeting people lately, and they're, it's like I've climbed up to where I want to be culturally, like socially, entrepreneurially, and I'm meeting other entrepreneurs, and I'm like, these people just decided that they wanted to be entrepreneurs, and now they're entrepreneurs. And like, for me, that was not my journey. My journey was like so dramatic. It was so dramatic. And partly it's because of all my trauma, and partly it's because I look the way that I look. Like, when I first entered, like, startup spaces in my early 20s, and I was like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Obviously. There was, like, so much sexist shit lobbed at me. Like, I was showing up at these events, like, and I've told this story a lot of times, and I guess I'm still holding it as a chip on my shoulder, but it really did cost me, like, 10 years. And it's because I was, like, showing up in these spaces, dressed appropriately, and these men with their wives across the room would be like, you look sexy today. And I'd be like, I'm literally wearing a button-down shirt, buttoned up to my fucking chin, long sleeves, just covered completely. And on top of the sexist, being hit on, there was also, like, the demeaning attitude that I received by a lot of people. And that demeaning attitude was because of my perceived gender. And people would be like, what are you doing here, little lady? And I'd be like, I'm here to talk about neurolinguistic programming and, like, natural language understanding of AI. And they'd be like, oh, well, there's some big words for, like, a little young thing like you, So I experienced ageism, I experienced sexism, and I was very ill-equipped to deal with it because of my trauma. So it's not like I, like, was just like, ha ha ha, like, this is just part of it. I was, like, horrified by it. And on top of that, the way that I think is so incredible that people couldn't handle that either. And I presented to a startup community my idea to decentralize clothing manufacturing, and they belittled me. And they're like, what we have here, little thing, is what we call a unicorn. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, oh, well, it's just like, it would be great if it worked, but it's not gonna work. So all those things combined made it so that I never wanted to enter foot in any kind of startup community whatsoever. And I isolated dramatically and extremely. And I worked specifically on Unicult. And when it came time to open Eve Robot Dreams, I didn't go to traditional investment. I didn't go to traditional startup communities. Because why would I, after the experiences I had? And of course, from there, I didn't make any money. And anyways, the culture has changed a lot. I've changed a lot. I've got really good mentors, which you need. I felt like I couldn't have any mentors because I was too weird and too unique. And like, there was nobody like me. So I just felt like no one could mentor me. And partly that was true. I had to sort of forge my own way and find my own way. And also, I'm very hard headed and I'm very stubborn. And I really don't like to do things the traditional way. So I had to go out and do things wrong. And with wives, I know. Hello. Yes, I identify as a mother. Too, but after I had my baby, I was like, oh yeah, I vibe with being a mama. And my baby called me mama. He wakes up in the morning and he goes, mama, mama, mama. So here I am, in my office, in my own office. Finally, I should have had my own office when I was 23 years old. That's just the truth. But I didn't know how to make money outside of traditional work. And I was in poverty mindset to an extreme degree. And I thought that business was evil, which, you know, some business is evil. But it's not evil when I do it. How could it be? Goodness gracious. What's going on here? I was thinking the other day you kind of resemble the Fifth Element actress. Who's in that movie? Uma Thurman? It's not Uma Thurman, is it? Charlize Theron? So anyway, we're gonna get Unicult Supply Co. spun up again. I've got a couple of shelves built already. We have a large inventory of pleasure wands. We need to move. These things are great for healing. Everybody needs healing. And yeah. Hello, Jake Elliott. It's good to see you all here. I just have one more shelf to put on top of this shelf, and then I'm going to put my yarn on it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know where, here they are. Where do you want to sit? I don't have my... I don't have anywhere to put you. Let's see. There you go. This office is for all of my business. They did research where they give monkeys silver coins, and the other thing, the first thing they wanted to buy was sex. That's funny. I hadn't heard that one. Was it bonobos? Interesting. Yarn captions. I just saw this study where they found that they were like keeping pet monkeys, or like they had kidnapped monkeys. I can't remember which type of monkeys had captured the other types of monkeys. I think it was that type of monkeys had captured howler monkeys, but don't quote me on that. It's kind of funny because like the other offices over here are like actual offices. Mine's an actual office too, but Unicole, Unicron, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think most offices have a loom and a fiber studio area, but mine does. I wonder if I could fit. Let's do a few more things here. The guy downstairs was like, hey, just so you know, like, everything you're doing up there is really loud. And I was like, sorry. I was like, it's gonna be loud while I'm moving in. And honestly, probably forever. So. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. We got ourselves a whole ass fiber studio. Guess what this is? Tufting gun. Hello. If I can make rugs. Am I gonna make rugs? That's the question. I don't know. Probably not. But I do have a tufting gun. How's it looking? It's looking good. It's looking good. We've got this box that says weaving. Let's find out what's in it. Let's find out what's in this box called weaving. Ooh. Yeah. Hang on. important. Okay. What day today, I guess. All right. How are we feeling about this corn? It's looking good. Unfortunately, it's the first. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Did you ever try glass? I'm finding glass interesting. Bong type stuff mostly. No, I haven't. And, you know, I think primarily I was scared away by the whole idea that it hurts your lungs. But I've seen some amazing glass art. Do not open with a knife. How are you supposed to open it if you're not supposed to use a knife? Oh, this looks like it has so many parts. Let's read the instructions. Sheesh Louise. E and E. Okay, E and E, and then F and D. F. D. Okay, E, E, F, and D times 2. Is the size of your cult big? Does it matter to you? It's pretty big. each person who joins Unicult is like the completion of my life's purpose. Like every single member that joins, I'm like, oh, I did it. Like if I can convince one person to join Unicult, I can convince the world to join Unicult. So I don't really see it beyond that. FED, Assembly of Step 1, GED. Who's G? G. You got religious types of the door. G. E. D times 2. G, E, D. Okay, and then we want I, L, or L, M, and N. I, okay. I, M, and N. My parents found out and didn't take it lightly, but still waiting. But I'm still willing to stay in secret. Are you still running Uni-Acres? No, I sold Uni-Acres. Uni-Acres did not work out. It was an epic failure, the likes of which I'm still reeling from. But you know what they say about failure. It doesn't matter at all. You just get back up. But sometimes it takes a minute. Or a year or 2 or 10. Washer, a screw, and an Allen. A wiggly washer. Yeah, thank you. It was really hard. Start to finish. It was really hard. But it was, you know, God works in mysterious ways. That's for sure. She moves in mysterious ways. Okay, so if it's like this, then it's going to be like that. Okay. You know what they say about failure? It means nothing. Phew. How much longer do you think this is gonna take? This one's really stressing me out. We're on step 3. Okay. It's a clothing rack. When I saw the box, I was like, oh no. Because I knew that it was in all these little pieces and not long pieces, and I knew it was just going to be a freaking nightmare. First of all, define failure. In this case, a loss of $150,000, roughly. The sale of a property that I had wanted for 15 years. Things like that. You know, like having an idea and not having it work out in the slightest, and getting your ass absolutely handed to you all the while. At least that's what feels like failure to me. But if I wanted to do it again, which I might one day, because I'm psycho. I'm a crazy motherfucker. I'm cookier than a coconut. And if I wanted to do it again, I would do it so different. Completely different, because the failure itself changed me fundamentally as a person. Remark, how to use the spring fastener. H. There was no period of it going smooth. No. There was not. No. And partly because I was pregnant. Just wasn't gonna work. I didn't have enough help in the slightest, in any which way whatsoever. And I set it up that way because I was hyper independent, and like I said, I would do it differently now. See, I think they didn't include in the instructions that this is supposed to go the other way around, but I'm absolutely certain it is. I mean, I lived there for a year and a half. It was a beautiful property. I loved it. We had a retreat. That went well. Okay, I think I got it on right this time. Yeah, it does suck. I mean, it's a process of accepting it, you know? Like, it's really quite painful. But you move on. God gives you new opportunities. You take them. Life rules. Okay, I did that. H. Lord almighty. B, A, C. Okay. We're 75% through. I actually like the retreat streams. Those were nice. Do you think the idea of Uniacre itself will evolve in the future? At least you're excited when you knew you had to and didn't incur more. Other than Uniacres, are you happy with the way Unicult is going so far? I mean, Unicult is baby. Unicult is, for me, Unicult's about philosophy. It's about the ideology. It's about the religious component of it and the philosophy of it. Like, I'm a philosopher that uses religion because I believe that religion is, like, the most impactful form of philosophy. So, as far as, like, the actual cultural, social, communal component of Unicole, no, I don't know how to do that. I don't have any clue. I thought I did, and I don't. And we have a pretty vibrant online community. But to me, that's not really related to the teachings as much. Like, people in the community use the teachings, and they're amazing people. But I'm still trying to figure out how to get Unicult, the philosophy, into the world in a way that makes the most sense as far as making the biggest impact in the world. Because I'm trying to create the future. I'm trying to create the future, like, through my ideas. And Unicult needs to be understood by a certain percentage of the population so that the vibration of Earth can change. How that happens, there's a lot of different ways to approach that question and that problem. And I think one of the things that I didn't focus on before, but which I'm focusing on now, is how to make Unicult financially profitable so that that message can get spread further. I always thought I could supersede or circumnavigate the question of money, but it's hindered me a lot within my artistic and vibrational endeavors doing that. And so right now I'm focusing on how do I create a profitable vehicle that benefits people. So I'm going back to school and I'm getting my MBA. And Unicult lives inside of me as a question, as a problem, as something that I intend to take all the way. And like I said, how that happens is there's a lot of variety with how that could happen, and I've tried a lot of different things already with varying levels of success. I think probably the most successful thing that we have done is garnering press, which works pretty well. But once you get attention, you have to know what to do with it, because attention in itself doesn't do anything. It does nothing. It's empty energy. You have to follow it up with some kind of sustainable action or sustainable container to create continued attention or other additional resources. I mean, am I happy with how Unicult is going? You could ask me that at any point in time. I'd probably say yes and no. I mean, what I've been able to accomplish is incredible. It's miraculous. But my ambition is so great that it's hard to appreciate my success. Organize your space. Simplify your life. That's step number 7. What the hell's going on here? Where's my Allen wrench? You guys, we're almost done. Try not to get too far ahead of yourself. You're doing great. Thanks, Golden Coin. I might join your cult. Depends. Is it good? Is it a good cult? My phone's gonna die. you think you are? There are fragments of the philosophy out there. I know, I've changed the world a lot. It's actually amazing. It's, yeah, failure doesn't exist. It's true. I know there are people who would wish they had my health, drive, and ambition. I was really sick last week, and it made me really grateful for my health. I think something that I have that a lot of people wish they had was a sense of purpose. I have a really clear sense of purpose, and the times in which I've lost it have been quite disturbing to me. I definitely feel for people who don't have a sense of life purpose. To me, that's kind of the same as like depression. So many people are lost in these moments. Your phone will shut down. My phone's going to shut down. But I want to show you that we did complete this task at hand. This particular guy is stuck. I can force it, I suppose, but I think it's just not lined up correctly. Oh, we're forcing it. We got it. Okay. All right, we got the clothing rack finished. I can put wheels on it too, but I'm gonna have all these clothes on here. So many clothes. Thank you all for joining me, for chatting. I hope you all have a great day. I wish I could stay on longer, but my phone is gonna die, and I do not have my charger. Uni bless.